Alright, so this is gonna be about my shenanigans, which is honestly anything, everything. Like, my shenanigans results in me just doing whatever will amuse me and keep me busy and essentially out of trouble. Well, that's at least the deepest goal. But there are a handful of my shenanigans I will admit have involved some police encounters. But so far, I have been blessed and lucky enough to never have any bad police stories. Like, I will admit I've had a pissy cop every once in a while, but like a pissy to me still doesn't mean there's bullet holes in me and I don't have a police record. So it's like I'll take my pissy over the other pissies because other pissies get pissy. Pew, pew, like, I'm dead. So I feel like I'm very lucky and blessed in that situation. But like my shenanigans, I call it array of stuff. Like it's my shenanigans. Sometimes I call them therapy sessions because to me, I do believe what I do in my free time when I'm not doing shit is helpful towards the people that I do spend my time with because I feel like a little bit of narcissism when I say this, maybe, but because I don't say things unless I get reviews back from people where it's just like, I can say it because people say that shit to me, like, you ain't gotta believe me, but if you ask around about me, I feel like I'd be highly reviewed unless people are just salty about the fact that I won't come back in their life so they can continue to ruin mine. So it's like, you could be mad at me, but are you mad at me because I won't let you hurt me, or are you mad at me because I'm being a dick to you? Which one is it? Like, because you could call me a dick for not letting you hurt me, but I'm never gonna think I'm a dick, and nobody else is gonna think I'm a dick because I'm not letting you beat the living shit out of me. Like, nah, bitch, I'm gonna stand up for myself. I am going to be who I am, regardless of who you try to tell me I'm supposed to be. I ain't supposed to be nobody but me, so how you gonna tell me who else to be when you don't know me, aside from me? Like, I'm just telling you, you only learn from what you see. And if you're not the best learner, then what are you learning when you look at me? I'm just telling you, I do a lot of random shit. And it's really not limited because I feel like I don't know if I like something until I try it, and sometimes even when I try it, it's just like, I don't know, I need to feel it out a little bit more. Sometimes like, yeah, no, I ain't never wanna, no, I don't give a fuck. No, there's no amount of money, there's no amount of time, like you can give me from now until forever, and I would never want, this could be the last thing that, I told you, no, no, I will fucking throw the biggest child tantrum. I don't give a shit. No, that type of no. So it's just like, I don't know until I know, or at least that's how I try to think about it. So when people ask me, like, I know bosses don't personally like the fact that you say I don't know, but it's like, are you not human too? Did you know everything when you started off this shit? Did you know how to do everything? You may have. Like, everybody is different. So to say that you could honestly say, like, yeah, I knew all this before the hand, why the fuck don't you? Well, your life may have been tailored for it. Mine just dropped me off here and said sit and wait. It came back and I'm somewhere else again. So it's like, shit, I don't know if I need to know this or if it's going to be something I don't need to focus. Like, an unstable family. Like, is this somebody I'm going to need to remember because it's going to be new stepdaddy's, new stepmommy? Or are they just visiting? Is this a new friend of theirs? So back onto my shenanigans. Like I said, doesn't really consist of anything because I've done anything between the lines of today I went, what would it be considered? Thrift shopping, garage selling. I don't know. I was hanging out with a female friend of mine because she wants somebody to go around and hang out with her and just pal around. I'm just like, I've done this enough. Sure, why not? I ain't had shit to do. And she has kids, and I would consider myself very good with kids, very great with kids, but at the same time, I'm just like, some kids I don't want to watch. I will be honest, not every kid is a joy, not every kid is amazing, not every kid is a great kid. So when I get around those kids that are like good kids, I'm like, yay! And when I get around the bad kids, I'm like, oh, no. Son of a bitch, this ain't. The quality time between your mother and I is not worth the hassle and the headache that you give me. Like, I ain't even gotta be friends with your mom no more. Just because of you, I don't deal with her because I know y'all a package deal, and I'd be an asshole to be like, could you not bring your kid or could we not involve your kid? Because I ain't one of those type of people. But at the same time, the way that you are being is kind of a reflection of how she treats you and how you are being brought up. So if I see you being a snide little brat, I'm just gonna question what she be doing, where she at, huh, mommy, huh. So really, if I don't like you, that means I can't like your mom. So it's like a package deal. If I like the mom, I typically like the kids. But sometimes it'll be like, ooh, you so good. And sometimes kids are okay. I'm like, you ain't a perfect kid. Like, you ain't a kid I'd be like, I would steal and hang out with and then return back. Like, yeah, I'd watch your kid whenever I go and drop him off. But, like, I guess you a decent kid. Like, I take into consideration every aspect of hanging out with somebody. Like, I take consideration their home life, I take consideration their job, I take consideration if they have kids or not, I take consideration their baby daddy or something like that. Like, because I don't really care. Like, I will go through a lot of things. Like, I've literally sat in my car in somebody's driveway and just hung out and talked to them on multiple occasions. I've driven people around while they did errands on multiple occasions. I've taken people to locations, hung out and talked, smoked, told jokes, let them vent, had sex. Like, I've literally done it all because they're my shenanigans. It gets me out of the house, it gives me something to do, it keeps me out of trouble. And at the same time, I get bored. And when I get bored, I will do just about anything. Like, I have climbed around my car just because I wasn't driving the bitch for a second. And then I've also shaved half my head. I've set my hair on fire. I've thought about setting my testicle hairs on fire. I haven't done it yet. And it's like, it's still a thought that's pending, because for a minute there was a pending thought that was like, all right, I'm gonna need a driver for this. Some things are a little bit vehiclistic. Like, I probably should have life insurance for suicidal, as my thoughts are, but it's like, I don't cut myself, so do I really contemplate suicide? No, it's just I don't really look at death like, huh. Because death comes for everybody at whatever age it wants to. So if it wants to come for me tomorrow, then fuck it. At least I've lived a life that I can enjoy. I've lived a life with stories, and I've lived a life, well, people might forget me, but I ain't gonna forget me for at least a minute. So it's just like, I'm living the life that I want to, just in case I don't get the chance to ever to, because tomorrow's not promised. Today is just well, it's a blessing, I guess, sometimes, but you don't realize until you live out through the day if it's a blessing or a curse. But at the same time, it's just perceiving the messages that are sent to you. Are you going to be happy about it or upset? I say today was one of my better days, one of my great days, one of my magnificent days. I've done a decent amount of my shenanigans. Like I said, I went out and got this from, like, I don't know if I gave it a name. What the fuck did she call it? Where did she call it? Where did she call it? I don't know, it was a church thing. And, like, you didn't have to pay for anything, but for as much as we got, I was just like, I had $10 on me, and I just felt guilty because I like to pay things forward, either, like, physically by helping other people or just by, like, paying ahead, because, like, life is not fair. Alright, we understand that statement, so what are you going to do to change about it? Are you just going to continue being the asshole like everybody else because life isn't fair, or are you going to be the change? It's like, yeah, I know life isn't fair, and I've been in a situation like this, and I've wished somebody would have helped me, so I'm helping you, hoping in return you will help others that get into the situation too, because life is not fair, but doesn't mean I have to be a dick and continue the unfairness that life causes. Life isn't fair, but doesn't mean I don't have to be. I try to weigh things out, and sometimes I don't have the best judgments, I'll admit to that, but I try to literally think about it in the best analytical and logical way, and that's how I try to live life. Like, today I went thrift shopping with that chick and her kids, and then I went over to my best friend's house, we ended up smoking, and, like, it was predicted to rain, and it still hasn't rained yet. So I was like, what the fuck? This bitch be lying, as always. So I'm like, whatever. So I was just thinking, we can't really go for a full-out soccer game like we would. So I was just like, let's just go for a walk. So we ended up going for a walk that did not end up being just a flipping walk. My gosh! And we get to a certain part of where he lives, and there's a bunch of neighborhood kids playing, and, like, we've played with these kids a handful of times. So on top of shenanigans, I also entertain the future. So they're like, hey guys, you want to play? And I'm just like, yeah, sure. I think it's gonna rain, yeah, it's gonna rain, yeah, gonna get rained out today, it's gonna rain, so okay, we can play for a little bit, cause it's gonna rain, it's gonna thunder, it's gonna lightning, rain, it's gonna thunder, it's gonna lightning. So I was expecting that shit to happen, never fucking did. I'll tell you what, we ran until, my gosh. So we're playing kickball, and we ended up switching teams and everything like that. Like, we ended up, at least I stayed on my team the whole entire time. My junior ended up getting switched back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, because kids kept getting exhausted. Like, at least two of the kids ended up sitting out and quitting. We ended up getting one new kid added on. Junior switched back and forth. I think he actually ended on my team, but he didn't start on my team. But, like, my premise with being around them is I try to teach them early on, there's no need to be rude. There's no reason to have so much competition. Like, yes, competition is fun. Yes, it does push people to be better. But if I'm going to compete with you to the point where I'm insulting you, that's not competition. That's just blatant rudeness. Like, I fucking hate you, you fucking asshole. Okay, maybe if they're an asshole, but if I start making, I hate you, your green shoes. Why? Because I'm not playing you. I hate you, your little mini shorts. Why? Because I play better than you. Why? Because I think better than you. Why? Because I'm quicker than you. Why are you mad at me at this competition? Like, if you would be cool with me outside of this, why can't you be cool with me inside of this? Like, I try to teach the kids to be level-headed all the way around instead of just in certain situations. Because in all honesty, none of us are getting paid for this. All we're doing is getting outside, expelling our excess energy, maybe getting some energy out so we go to sleep great tonight. I don't know why the hell they were doing that. I wasn't upset. I was like, shh, it's going to rain, so why not? You know, just kick the ball around a little bit. I played soccer most of my life. This shit should be easy for me. Listen, these kids ain't got nothing on me. So we ended up playing that shit for like about an hour and 45 minutes before we all got too exhausted. We're like, this is some bullshit. Because the heat, my gosh, should have rained. So it's just like the heat and the humidity eventually got to us. And I was playing, I was like, what the fuck is wrong with these kids? They got all day energy. And these kids were playing before Junior and I even came out there. I was like, shh. Like, mother flipper, I think I'm energized. And I play with some kids. I'm like, motherfucker, I ain't got shit on these kids. I ain't got shit on these. Like, adults can't barely keep up with me. Kids, I can't keep up with them. So I'm just like, that's like my energy level between kid and adults. I feel like maybe like I still got like teen like energy, but I don't know how teens be, because it's not like I get stoned, I get slumped. Sometimes I get stoned and I just want to go for like a marathon run. I was almost gonna say 24K, like a marathon run or like a fucking 5K or 12K, and that's mainly what I do. I get stoned, go do something physically active, get sober, and repeat the session. And it's just like sometimes that's my shenanigan for a day. So literally today has been filled with a handful of things to do, but most of my days are just like, I don't really do much. Like, well, okay, I don't consider it all that much personally, but if I break it down and explain it to others, it's like, I guess that looks like a lot, but like, how could it be a lot if it don't feel like much to me? Because my typical days are, I guess if I did an average shenanigan day, it would be me hanging out with some female, with or without kid. I don't know if she does or doesn't. It's just, I don't really care. I'm not picky. As long as you're a good person to be around, as long as you're easy to talk to, as long as you're not a complaining person, doesn't have bad energy. I don't really care who you are. I don't care what your life looks like, as long as you're a decent person. Honestly, that's all it is to me. And which is why it pisses me off when I try and meet women online, because it's just like, you just think I want to have sex, or like I want you for some dirty, naughty purpose. No, honestly, first I gotta feel you out a little bit. I gotta figure out where your mind's at. I gotta figure out where your energy's at. Like, sex may be a thought, but that's gonna come in later in time. Like, I'm a little bit smarter about when it comes to having sex now compared to when I was younger, because I'm just like, if I was to get her pregnant, how would I want this to be? If I was to get her pregnant, is she driven? So does that mean our baby's going to have high drive or low drive? If I were to get her pregnant, is she depressed? Does that mean our baby's going to have high depression or low depression? Like, I literally think about having sex like, what if she has to be the mom? What if she has to be a mom? So I'm just trying to think in my head, what all do I know about her that's going to say that the child is going to have a fighting chance in this world, compared to what I know about her to say the child is just going to be an absolute piece of shit. It's going to be a waste of human skin. Because I don't believe every child is worth it, but a good handful of kids are. Like, I do believe everything happens for a reason, which is why I'm just like, fuck abortion. Like, one, it's not my body, so therefore it's not my choice. And then two, like, Hitler could have been aborted at some point or another. Late-term abortion, but I think that's considered murder. But I'm just saying, like, some abortions may have been great and some abortions may have been bad. Honestly, you don't know what it would have been, but if it wasn't a board, then the government would have taken care of it anyways. If it wasn't their if they weren't able to control it. So it's like, fuck it. Let mommy kill it or let the government kill it. Who do you want to do it? Big brother or mommy? Big brother or mommy? Cain and Abel, the bitch. But my shenanigans are just like full of whatever the flip to keep me busy and to keep me off my phone. Like, I don't try to be on my phone when I'm around people because it's like, it's rude, but like if I'm around you basically all the time, like there are some people I do shenanigans with that I've known for years. It's just like, I don't know how to fucking entertain you. Like, you just find me entertaining just being me. So it's like, I can be on my phone. I don't have to be on my phone. I don't have to give them undivided attention. But when it comes to new people, I try to give them my undivided attention until I feel like they're bored of me. And they've seen all my antics, all my humor. And they're just like, eee, or like, So it's like, I can't please you after some point. But I guess for some people, I will always be pleasing. And that's like, maybe a long-term fan of mine. I don't know. Like, I don't know what I do to get people to stick to me, but like, I get the compliments so much, which like I said, stated earlier, why I feel like it doesn't seem narcissistic, but I get the compliments so much. It's nice to see you again. It's always good to see you. I enjoy your smile. Like, I get those compliments so frequently. I'm just like, I used to question like, are you sure? I'm not really doing anything. Like, I just figure inside my head, I'm always, like, I'm not going to say I'm always angry, because I'm not really always angry, but I always do have the irritation of this world could be a better place, this world could be a better place. And due to the fact that I know it could be a better place, I know where better starts from you. Better starts from you doing the things that others will not do, and that's where the world will see. Eventually, me being different will be the thing that makes me not necessarily better, but makes me look more better compared to others, because I'm willing to do that extra mile, which I don't think is like holding the door a little bit longer because you see someone else coming, even if they weren't directly behind you or a couple paces behind you. Or when you're hanging out with somebody and let's say you're driving them around and they're doing errands and they go into their house and they're grabbing groceries. Instead of you just stand there idly by, you can either help grab groceries too and help take it inside their apartment, or if you're just walking down the road or down the street or some shit like that. I've done these random acts of kindness a handful of times. If you see somebody generally struggling with something, now, I guess women don't really have this type of luxury due to the fact of the world that we live in, but I'm thinking more or less of men, because men run the world, so I guess only men can change the world. In a theory, because women, your voices are very important too. It's just the women's voices that we choose to listen to. But at the same time, if a man needs help and he gets stuck in a situation where he gets fucked, a man has a higher chance of escaping because of our structure in life. I don't know, we're genetically better for fighting, running and shit, bone density, shit like that. But at the same time, I still feel like that should never be but at the same time, I still feel like this world should not be so bad where one gender has to do all the good and the other gender kind of just has to sit idly by because of fear of being captured or fear of being kidnapped, a fear of general, to be honest. Like, I just feel like the world should be a better place, but the fact that I feel like I'm just going to be randomly nice to people regardless of how they see me, regardless if they see my black skin or if they see my kindness first, I don't really care. And even though I understand being kind to everyone can also mean you're being kind to rude people, but it's being rude to everyone that also means you could also be rude to kind people, and that's what destroys them. So I figure being nice to everyone might even change a bad guy into a good guy just by them being submersed in so much kindness, or at the same time they just might see my kindness as weakness and try to take advantage of me. But at the same time, if I know what type of person I am, I'm not someone that's easily being able to take advantage of. Like, I would catch on quickly and realize, oh shit, this ain't a good thing. But at the same time, I'm a dude, so I feel like if I'm stuck in a situation, I can fight my way out of it a lot quicker than the female, or a lot easier than the female, because of just how the genetics is and how shit works. And that's why I'm just like, honestly, if the girl is sound mind, I think women should have guns. I think just about every female that is not fucking batshit crazy should own a gun, because that's the only way that's going to level the playing field between men and women. You want men to stop raping women? Well, shit, I want to hear more gunshots. Almost rapists got shot by assailant. Ooh. I want to hear almost victim stories. I want to hear gunshot stories. Instead of schools being shot up, I want to hear piece of shits getting shot up. I want to hear somebody that thought he could swing his dick everywhere and got that shit shot up. I just want to hear this world become better. I want to hear bad news for good reasons. Is it really that hard? It's just mainly because people are too afraid to stand their ground. I've always thought I've not done anything bad good enough to go to jail for, so I don't ever want to get caught for any things I've done currently. But if I ever went to jail for protecting somebody, I would never be upset. I would be happy as a motherfucker if I went to jail from stopping a rapist. I'd be happy as a motherfucker if I went to jail for stopping a child predator. I'd be happy as a motherfucker if I went to jail for stopping a child kidnapper. I'd be happy as a motherfucker if I went to jail for stopping a child abuser, a female abuser. I'd be happy as a motherfucker if I went to jail helping somebody else. You could never make me feel guilty for that. You can never make me feel guilty for helping others, and that's what mainly my shenanigans are, because, to be honest, I'm a self-destructive person. Like, I will destroy the fuck out of myself if I have too much time to play with myself. Or sometimes I will accidentally destroy others, and that's why I try to get into my shenanigans, because that's how I help others. And I don't really give a fuck. Sometimes I will help others do nothing, and sometimes I will help others do everything. It doesn't really matter to me. It's just keep me stimulated, keep me moving, and keep me doing something that doesn't involve... Because social media can be soul-sucking. Like, it doesn't really faze me as much as it used to. I've became a little bit, a lot less narcissistic, a lot less egocentric, a lot less about me, and I've realized the world doesn't revolve around me. But at the same time, I can make things happen if I will it. And I just want peace. So a lot of times there's peace around me, and there's times that there is war too, but at the same time there is war. I'm at peace, so I'm just like... Well, everybody else is yelling and kind of being mad, but this ain't really bothering me. Guess it happens how it happens. As long as nothing gets broken, as long as nobody swings at me, as long as this lighter and this bowl don't get knocked from my hand, I'm at peace, and that's how it typically is for me. I can be in the middle of the war zone, and not a single shot will hit me. So I know the world doesn't revolve around me, but I can help make the world. I don't think people realize how much power they have. And I've realized that regardless of what others say. I don't chase women. I don't chase jobs. I know what I can do given the time and the money. I know what I can do given the time and the energy. I know what we all can do. But not many people care about unity. So my shenanigans is a little bit of a therapy session. A little bit of just bullshit. Sometimes I'm teaching. Sometimes I'm out having fun. My shenanigans are whatever keeps me out of trouble, really. Oh yeah, shit, it's 6 something. 6, 13, 6, 14, 6, 6/12/2021. Thanks for watching. I hope to title this my shenanigans, but let's figure out if I can spell it or not.